Good afternoon, this is Iggy from ScooterLab and we're in Cambridgeshire at the launch of the new Suzuki Burgman 125 Street. It's the third of three models that are new for 2023 from Suzuki. We've already had the Suzuki Address 125, Suzuki Venice, and now we've got the Burgman. They all share the same engine. It's an air-cooled lump, not overly powerful on paper, but we've ridden it today and it is actually a very strong engine for the power it kicks out. It's quite surprising really. As a scooter it's a little bit different to the old Burgman. Well, a lot different to be fair. The old one was made in Japan. This one's made in India. That's where the engine comes from, and they've sold over 5 million units of this engine, so it's well proven. As you can imagine, in India as well, the roads are a bit dodgy. They have to be quite robust because scooters have a hard life, so it's built really well. If you look around it, all the panels fit really well. Nothing to worry about on the quality at all. Very good fit and finish. Yeah, on this model, out of the three scooters in this range, this one's got a slightly higher spec because it's got stop-start technology, which is a first for Suzuki, and it's also got a silent start on it. In use, the stop-start technology is really seamless. Just sort of, as you come to a standstill, about 4 or 5 seconds, the engine cuts out. As soon as you twist the throttle, it's off again, which is really good. And it does 148 mile, or a claimed 148 mile to the gallon. If you're thinking about buying an electric scooter, worried about charging it and stuff, you can probably run this for a fortnight on a fiver. So there's not much difference, you know, don't have to worry too much about killing the planet with this one. Overall, the look of this machine, still got that Burgman style in some ways. It's more modern, looks nice. It's also got the LED lighting, which all scooters have these days, pretty much, which is a bonus. It's got the new digital clocks with quite a few functions on it. It's a nice dash really. It's got 2 trips, speed, time, usual sort of stuff. Gives you running miles per gallon as well, your average miles per gallon. Watch the rest of the video, we'll talk you through a few more bits about the scooter as we're actually riding. You can see how it goes, and hopefully if you're looking for a 125 you can make your mind up between this, the Venice, or maybe the Address. It's wacky races on the Burgman 125 Street. So it's only an air-cooled motor as well. It's nippy enough off the line. According to the man at Suzuki, even though the old version of the Burgman was liquid-cooled, which in theory is a high-tech engine, certainly a higher power engine, this out-accelerates the old Burgman quite easily without doing a back-to-back. Can't really confirm that, but I don't believe he's lying. Does that make sense? The 125 market's got massive disparity in prices. And this is sort of at the bottom end of that. From a decent manufacturer, you can go up to sort of £5 for a Yamaha RX Max 125, which is obviously a lot higher spec, liquid cooled engine and etc. But this is a bit of an in-between model. It's got the tech, it's got the manufacturer from Suzuki that's well known, but it's got a price that's very affordable and a style that's very appealing. I think Suzuki should do really well with this. You've also got, if you can look down there, got 2 positions for your feet, from the standard 90-degree foot position to you can stretch out. That means you can get a bit of luggage on the floor here in between, on the flat floorboards. You also got 2 luggage hooks, one here and one on the front of the seat that folds out, so that's handy. You also get a grab rail with an integrated rear carrier, which is useful, so you can stick a bag straight on the back, or you can buy an adapter plate and a 27 litre top box and increase your storage capacity. Space beneath the seat on this is 21.5 litres, I believe, which is not massive, but it's not bad for a 125. Nothing better than a group of 125s trying to out-slipstream each other, which I've got a feeling we might be doing in a moment. Trying to get that little bit of extra speed out of them. 63. It actually feels quite good on this dual carriageway. It's powerful enough. Might not be a massively powerful engine horsepower wise, but it's got the torque and it's well set up by Suzuki. So don't be afraid if you've got to use So don't be afraid if you've got to go on some faster roads to work. I think we'll probably see about 66, 67 on the clock out of this if we're 65, 66. God, it's got a bit more. 67. Come on, 68. Still got a bit more to go. Yeah, but they'll see close to 70 to be honest. Which out of an air-cooled 125 is very good. Good acceleration, good mid-range, good top end. What's not to like? This is quite a bumpy road, and I'd say the suspension's good on this. Handles it quite nicely. And slow down a bit. One thing worth noting, another difference between this and the two other models in the 125 Suzuki range is that it runs on 12-inch wheels rather than 10-inch, which improves your road holding, improves your suspension or the way the bumps feel. So it's a good thing to have. Runs on Dunlop tyres, which are fantastic really. No complaints there. From a braking point of view, it's got link brakes rather than ABS, with a disc at the front and a drum at the rear. So you pull your rear lever and it's combining the front and rear, which is good for novices, and it's just easy to use really. You can also just use the front lever, which is the right hand one there, just in case you've not ridden scooters and bikes before. You can use that on your own, but if you're a novice, the combined braking is just safer really. It stops you washing the front end out or whatever. I prefer to use a bit of both really. Get ready to get on the power at this corner. I don't think it matters what age you are. If you've never ridden before, if you're a teenager thinking maybe I ought to get a scooter or a bike maybe, or should I just stick to me little stand-up electric scooter, probably illegal. Get yourself a 125. It's part of life, part of growing up. Something in a few years' time, you won't have the chance to ride a petrol vehicle probably. You won't have a chance to have the fun that we've had growing up on scooters. And, well, not quite grown up yet, I'm 50 odd. Still have fun on scooters. Oh, let him get the aerodynamics there. You probably can't see on your screens, but I'm smiling quite a lot inside my helmet at the minute. That just proves that ScooterLab are the fastest scooter magazine on the planet, I think. Sorry about that scooting over. 65 on the flat, but I am flat on the tank, or would be if there was a tank there. Slipstream was just starting to pull me in them. If you've never been out slipstreaming on a 125 with your mates, you've never lived. Ready, boys? Just for any road safety campaigners who are watching this, we are all professional riders, just trying to make it entertaining video. We're not completely mental, irresponsible, or downright stupid, usually. Just a quick summary then for the Suzuki Burgman 125 Street. I've had a good day out today, riding on all types of roads, fast roads, slow roads, country roads, towns, cities, and it's a good all-rounder really. It's pretty much surprised me. Looking at it on paper, it's not going to be too powerful, but on the road it performs really well. We're seeing about 67, 68 on the clock with a slight tailwind. It'll sit at 60 mile an hour fairly easily on the flat. It's good on juice. Mine's showing 108 miles per gallon, but we've been riding like lunatics really. We've not really been trying to save the planet with it. And Suzuki claim 148 miles per gallon on the WMTC testing cycle. Now price wise, it starts with the address at 2499, and there's the Venice at 2699. Then this is 2999 plus on the road charges. And if you're looking at the competition like the best-selling Honda PCX, that comes in at about 3,500. So there's about 400 quid difference between the two. The Honda does get liquid cooled, whereas this is air cooled. Not that that's a massive problem. And the reason Suzuki's saves a bit of cash is because these are being built in India. Now this engine has sold 5 million units already. So that's a massive chunk. It's been out there for long enough to show its longevity. And also being for Indian, built originally for Indian market, it's got to be robust, reliable, and the scooter's got to be well built to put with conditions. Now the roads aren't always that good over there. And looking around the scooter, it's very well put together. All the fittings are nice and neat. There's no ugly gaps or rattles. The switch gear's alright. The dash is nice digital screen with enough info on it. Although the buttons here are a little bit hard to press when you're riding, but not that you really have to be honest. The suspension's good, acceleration's good, mid-range, top end's good enough. As I said before, we saw about 68 on the clock today with the Z's down and a little tailwind, but it'll do over 60 easily, so it's quite nippy enough really. I think it's very well priced, good value for money from a decent manufacturer, getting decent warranty. It looks good enough, and I think it really finishes the Suzuki lineup of 125s off very well. They're available now in the shops, although numbers are going to be slightly limited this summer as they're waiting for stock to arrive. So I should get one quick if you want to get one before autumn. So nip down to your local Suzuki dealer and see what they've got. As always with ScooterLab, we do a written road test as well as the video. So you can catch that at ScooterLab.UK. I'll post a link here as well for you. And it's always good if you can read stuff as well, I think. So I think that's us about done. Never work with children. Or adults. Thanks.